Hi everyone, it's Katrina. Number 7. The Buried UFO. In the cold expanse of the Siberian Wasteland, a strange object was found buried in the earth. The object is believed to be a UFO, an ancient flying saucer that fell from the sky and embedded itself deep in the ground. After thousands of years imprisoned in the earth, the saucer has now been removed by excavators working for a coal mining company in the Kuznetsk Basin. The unusual object weighs about 440 pounds and has a diameter of over 3 feet. It isn't exactly a mothership, but it does look eerily similar to an alien saucer. The man who found it, Boris Glazkov, said it was easy to see because of its distinct shape. He had never seen anything like it in all his years of mining. He said it's obviously artificial, meaning it was made by intelligent hands. It was found in the middle of nowhere, a place where there is very little in the way of human history. If it really were a UFO, a vessel used to travel across space by an alien race, you'd think it would be fairly simple to tell, right? But that's not the case. Scientists have refused to comment on the investigation into the object. Experts believe that because it was found buried over 120 feet deep, it's likely older than the Ice Age. It may have been buried for millions of years. It appears to be made of stone, but who knows what kind of material an alien ship would be crafted from? It's been buried so long that it's fossilized at this point. It may have been a ship component. Nobody knows. Most geologists will tell you it's just a concretion. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. And now I want to take a brief pause to give a shout out. I want to give a big thank you to Historic Times for supporting this channel. Thank you so much. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already for more videos like this. Number 6. The Sirius Mystery. The Dogon tribe of Africa almost definitely had contact with ancient aliens. The Dogon are still around today, inhabiting a huge stretch of sandstone cliffs in the African nation of Mali. Their ancestral homeland is known as the Bandiagara Escarpment, where they've been living in natural caverns and caves since the 3rd century BC. And although their home is over 2,000 miles from Egypt, their myths and legends are strangely similar. Both the Dogon and the ancient Egyptians had a fantastic connection with the stars. In the 1930s, French anthropologists began investigating the history of the tribe. Marcel Grial was shocked to see that a group of people thought to be primitive had an unprecedented knowledge of astronomy. Of course, Europeans always thought that other cultures were primitive, so everything was always kind of a surprise for them that other people could also be intelligent. Anyway, I digress. It is true that the Dogon tribe was incredibly advanced in astronomy. In particular, the Dogon seemed obsessed with the Sirius star system. It's true that Sirius A is visible to the naked eye under the right circumstances, when the sky is just right. But Sirius B, a white dwarf star, was not discovered until the 1950s. Somehow, the Dogon already knew about this distant star and its orbital habits long before the invention of the modern telescope. Ancient alien theorists love this. The ancient tribe knowing about the star is impossible unless somebody told them about it. There is no realistic way they would have seen it for themselves. One of their core myths is about a group of aliens who traveled from the Sirius star system and visited the Dogon. It's believed they were given knowledge about the star system by this race of intelligent beings. They called the beings the Nomos and claimed they were amphibious. They weren't exactly reptilians, more like frog people. At least that was how they appeared to the Dogon. Another really interesting aspect of this Sirius conundrum is that the Egyptians were also obsessed with the star system. They believed the Egyptian goddess Isis came from Sirius. It's really something to think about because many modern scholars believe the Egyptian gods may have originally been beings from another world. Could the aliens who visited the Dogon have been the same aliens that influenced early Egyptian society? There is one final riddle about the Dogon tribe. They claim to have knowledge of a 3rd star in the Sirius system that modern scientists have not discovered yet. This 3rd star could be part of the solar system in which the mystery aliens live, though that opens the door to even more problems. Like, why haven't they come back? Why are they ignoring human society today? And what is their plan for the future? Number 5. Jesus the Alien. There are countless theories to explain the true origin of Jesus Christ. One of them is that he was an alien put on this planet by ancient aliens. They sent one of their own in human form to enlighten civilization 2,000 years ago. Jesus was the Son of God only in that he was the product of an advanced race of extraterrestrials. The theory explains that some people knew about Jesus Christ's cosmic identity, the Church for one, but also powerful Europeans who continued to maintain that Jesus Christ was a holy figure as the centuries wore on. They maintained the lie even though they knew he was really a child of the stars. It could be that many of the famous artists of the Middle Ages and Renaissance were in on the secret too, like Da Vinci and Michelangelo. Many believe the ancient artists tried to reveal Jesus' secrets covertly through their art. For example, take a look at the painting Madonna and Child with the infant St. John the Baptist. It was likely created by Sebastiano Mainardi or Jacopo del Seiao, but nobody knows for sure. It's currently hung on the wall at the Palazzo Vecchio in Florence. At first glance, the painting appears perfectly normal. You can see the Virgin Mary, also called the Madonna, with the infant Jesus. But if you look closer, you'll notice an alien spaceship in the background. Behind the left shoulder of the Madonna is a nondescript object hovering in the sky. Beneath the object in the distance, beyond the Madonna, is a man with his hand to his brow. He and his dog are staring at the object in obvious wonder. On the other side of the Madonna, also in the distant sky, are a trio of what look like creatures with tentacles. It's really hard to see because they are so faint, but they appear to be monsters floating in the sky. Art historians do have a logical explanation. They say the UFO is really an angel, while the monsters are part of a luminescent cloud. But it's all a matter of opinion. Believers in ancient aliens think it's yet another example of someone trying to expose Christ as a celestial being. Number 4. The Iraqi Stargate. For 2 decades, there has been a conspiracy theory that involves Iraq, America, and an ancient alien portal. The theory states that the United States of America invaded Iraq in 2003 to gain control of an ancient Stargate. The official word from the government was that the invasion was to prevent the Iraqis from using weapons of mass destruction. But conspiracy theorists think it was so that America could gain access to an interdimensional portal. Like so many intriguing conspiracy theories, there isn't any physical proof. There are no pictures of the Stargate. There are no leaked documents admitting the government was looking for the technology. The only vague proof is that Iraq was home to the Sumerian civilization 5,000 years ago. They were the first major civilization in the world, worshipping a group of deities known as the Anunnaki. According to the Sumerians, the Anunnaki were gods from the stars. Just like the myths of the Dogon and the Egyptians, the Sumerians believed their gods came from somewhere in outer space. They brought knowledge and wisdom to the humans of Earth, ruled the planet for a bit, then left humanity to do its own thing. When the Anunnaki left, they took their technology with them. The portals they used to move easily about the planet were deactivated. Now they stand as dormant gateways at various points around the globe, looking like nothing but stone doorways. The portal in Iraq, the one the Americans were allegedly desperate to get their hands on, was supposedly located in the ruins of the Great Ziggurat of Ur. The tiered pyramid was built around the year 2100 BC by King Ur-Nammu of Ur. The ruins of the ziggurat were used by Saddam Hussein's forces, almost as if they were guarding it. But in 2003, the Americans took the area by force. Do you think they airlifted the ruins of a portal from the ziggurat, or is this just a crazy conspiracy theory? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and be sure to subscribe while you're at it. Number 3. Red Mercury. What is this strange myth of Red Mercury? Dr. Zahi Hawass is the biggest name in Egyptology that there is. He is the leading source of knowledge on ancient Egypt, responsible for dozens of amazing discoveries over the past few decades. One day, Hawass received a visit from a Saudi Arabian prince. The prince's mother was in a coma, and the prince desperately wanted to heal her. He spent a lot of money and energy trying to find a miracle cure for his mother. When modern medicine failed, the prince turned to a sheikh, a Saudi Arabian faith healer. The healer told him to seek a magical substance called red mercury. He told the prince that red mercury can be found in the throats of ancient Egyptian mummies. If the prince would only travel to Egypt and get in contact with Dr. Hawass, surely he could supply the coveted substance. But when the prince talked to Hawass, he was shocked to learn that red mercury doesn't exist. At least Dr. Hawass said it doesn't exist. Believe it or not, this isn't that uncommon of a scenario. Many Arabs believe in the magical miracle cure called red mercury. which was supposedly buried with the Egyptian pharaohs. Red Mercury has been the stuff of legends for thousands of years. Medieval alchemist Jabir ibn Hayyan wrote that red mercury is the most precious elixir in the world, hidden inside the pyramids. Ancient Arabian folk legends say red mercury could be used to summon powerful jinns. In the 1970s, there were rumors in America that red mercury was a necessary substance for the creation of nuclear bombs. The existence of red mercury is impossible to prove. Many believe it's an extremely powerful substance left behind by ancient aliens who visited Egypt 5,000 years ago. They left a small amount of it for humanity, and it was safeguarded within the pyramids, but that's just a theory. Number 2. Ancient alien paintings. In the tribal Bastar region of India, local researchers have found strange rock paintings. The paintings were made 10,000 years ago by Stone Age humans living in India. They were made shortly after the Ice Age, when some of the biggest megafauna on the planet were dying. The paintings have taken the world by storm because they seem to depict aliens and flying saucers. According to archaeologist J.R. Bhagat, the paintings suggest prehistoric humans either saw alien beings with their own eyes or imagined them. He said extensive research needs to be done on these paintings before any real conclusion can be reached. While the archaeologist did say the paintings potentially prove alien contact, they could also just prove that prehistoric humans had active imagination. In this rural part of India, the paintings are a huge deal. Locals have taken to worshipping them as if the beings are gods. They've also reignited ancient stories told of these small-sized ones. For thousands of years, people in the Bastar region have told tales of tiny beings with round heads who descended from the heavens in bizarre circular objects. There was a period of time in which the creatures would enter the village and kidnap people. They would take 1 or 2 people away, and then they would never return. These are some of the oldest alien abduction stories in the world. With the discovery of the alien paintings, now archaeologists have images to back up the stories. There are cave paintings of the creatures themselves, huddled together in a mob of bald aliens. Then there are paintings of the spaceships, looking just like modern imaginings of alien saucers. Only these were made when mammoths still walked the earth. Number 1. Aliens and the Nazca. It's hard to look at the Nazca lines of Peru and not immediately think of aliens. Geometric patterns and animal shape cover the Peruvian desert like someone dropped oversized cookie cutters on the ground, leaving wacky imprints in the dirt. The only way to see these giant figures is by flying a plane over the desert. Researchers don't know why the ancient Nazca culture created them. Nobody really knows how they did it without being able to see their own work. The general consensus among researchers is that they weren't making the shapes for themselves. The Nazca were creating art to be viewed by the heavens, presumably by entities with flight technology. Here are some facts about the lines. According to National Geographic, there are over 800 straight lines, 300 geometric figures, and the rest are animals and plants. There are about 100 of what the experts call biomorphs, each one ranging between 50 and 1,200 feet long. More are being found all the time, especially now that scientists can identify them using AI models. The lines and geometric shapes are significantly bigger than the biomorphs, with some of the larger straight lines running for 30 miles unbroken. It was Peruvian archaeologist Toribio Mejia Chespe who first studied the lines in 1926, but nobody understood their true scope until commercial planes started flying over Peru in the 1930s. On the winter solstice in 1941, American professor Paul Kosok stood at the end of one of the lines. He noticed it was in perfect alignment with the sunset. From that point on, he described the Nazca Desert as the biggest astronomy book on the planet, an observatory of 310 square miles. The majority of the lines were created between the 1st century and the 8th century AD. The oldest of them all has remained perfectly intact for 2,000 years. In the 1970s, American researchers became obsessed with the glyphs. Soon, they poked holes through the astronomy theory, dismissing it as nonsense. There are so many lines that if you stood at the end of enough of them, one would line up perfectly with the solstice every time. The Americans theorized that the lines were paths leading to places of ritual. It's 2023 now, and modern archaeologists still can't agree on what the Nazca lines are. Maybe they were used in ancient rituals, or maybe it was a way for the Nazca culture to communicate with the flying saucers that hovered above them. Thanks for watching! Hope you had some fun! Do you think aliens visited Earth in the ancient past? Let me know any theories you might have in the comments below. Come back soon for more videos, and remember to hit subscribe. See you later. Bye!